Have you ever seen a pigeon so beautiful that glows like a rainbow? Or one covered in fiery orange feathers that look like glowing fireballs? Some pigeons look more like parrots than pigeons, while others seem almost unreal, like the one with a soft pink head high in the mountains. Believe it or not, there are even pigeons trained to play games like football. Others wear bold red patches of skin around their eyes, almost like makeup. There's a tiny dove so colorful it looks as if an artist couldn't decide on one shade and use them all. Imagine a pigeon flying across the sky like a moving piece of marble, or another so flawless it feels like it was made in Photoshop. Some look and walk like small peacocks, while others look dressed in costumes. And yes, one was even named after Queen Victoria herself. These birds will completely change the way you see pigeons. Today, we're counting down the most beautiful pigeons in the world. Wompoo Fruit Dove. The Wompoo Fruit Dove is a bird that looks like it was painted by an artist who couldn't decide on one color. It looks like nature blended a rainbow and wrapped it in feathers. Native to Australia and Papua New Guinea, this is one of the largest fruit doves in the world, stretching up to 18 inches long, nearly as big as a small hawk. Its chest glows with deep purple, its wings shine bright green, and its belly flashes golden yellow, making it look more like a tropical painting than a pigeon. Its name comes from its call, which sounds like a deep wompoo echoing through the rainforest. Locals say you often hear it long before you spot it since it blends high into the canopy, feeding on figs and berries. Scientists consider it an important forest gardener because it swallows fruits whole and spreads seeds far and wide, helping new trees grow. It's proof that pigeons can be just as breathtaking as any parrot. Comoro Blue Pigeon. If there were fashion shows for birds, the Comoro Blue Pigeon would walk the runway. This bird that feels like a hidden island treasure. Found only in the Comoros and Seychelles in the Indian Ocean, it wears a velvet mix of colors that seem too perfect to be real. Its belly shines in violet blue, its flanks shimmer greenish aqua, and around its neck are silvery white feathers that glisten when sunlight passes through the forest canopy. Add in its ruby red eyes and you have one of the most elegant pigeons most people have never heard of. Sailors who stopped at these islands centuries ago wrote in their journals about strange blue doves, but the bird has remained mostly unknown outside the region. Islanders sometimes see it as a gentle forest spirit, since it moves quietly through dense trees, feeding on figs and berries. Unlike the loud city pigeons we know, this one carries itself with calm elegance. African Green Pigeon. The African green pigeon looks more like a parrot than a pigeon, with its olive green body, maroon shoulders, and bright orange legs. It lives across sub-Saharan Africa, where large flocks often gather noisily in fruiting trees. Their way of eating is unlike most pigeons. They hang upside down from branches like acrobats, reaching for figs and berries, then swallow them whole. Because of this, they spread seeds across long distances, helping forests regrow. These pigeons can even handle fruits that are slightly toxic to other animals, thanks to their strong digestive systems. In rural areas, farmers often notice them arriving with the fig season, seeing them as a signal that the harvest will be plentiful. The combination of their parrot-like look and their important role in forest life makes them one of Africa's most overlooked treasures. White-breasted ground dove. This dove is a quiet resident of forests in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. Its white chest stands out sharply against its darker wings, giving it a striking yet simple beauty. Unlike tree-dwelling pigeons, it prefers walking on the ground, often foraging for seeds, fallen fruit, and insects under heavy jungle cover. Because it spends most of its time in dense shadows, it is rarely seen by people. Much of what scientists know comes from camera traps in remote forests. Despite its small size, it plays an important role in spreading seeds and balancing insect life on the forest floor. In some island traditions, its sudden white flash in dark forests led locals to associate it with spirits of the jungle. Today, habitat loss is a concern, but those few who do manage to see it describe it as one of the most mysterious pigeons alive. Pied imperial pigeon. The pied imperial pigeon is like a moving piece of marble in the sky. Its body is pure white, broken only by the black tips of its wings and tail. Found across Southeast Asia and northern Australia, it often flies in large flocks that look stunning against the blue sky. These pigeons are more than just beautiful, they carry cultural value too. In Indonesia, they've been seen for centuries around temples and coastal villages, often linked with rituals and island traditions. During the Second World War, Australian soldiers even noted their presence in the skies of northern Queensland, where locals considered them a symbol of peace. They feed mainly on fruits, especially figs, and play a key role in spreading seeds between islands. Conservation groups in northern Australia still work to protect their nesting grounds, as colonies can number in the thousands. When hundreds take flight together, their snow-white bodies create a sight few forget. If you like these beautiful pigeons, don't miss our video on 10 most beautiful pigeons on planet Earth. Now back to our video. Ceram mountain pigeon. High in the mountains of Indonesia's Ceram Island lives a pigeon that few people ever see. The Ceram mountain pigeon has a soft pinkish face and chest that blend into wine-colored underparts, making it look painted with gentle shades. Its bright scarlet to yellow eyes stand out immediately, giving it a piercing look. It wasn't even recognized as a separate species until 2007, when ornithologists studied its distinct features. Because of its secretive mountain lifestyle, photographs remain extremely rare, and most people don't even know it exists. This bird is part of a small group of mountain pigeons that prefer cooler, higher altitudes, which makes them very different from lowland fruit doves. Locals sometimes spot them in small flocks gliding between ridges at dawn, their reddish bodies catching the first sunlight. Sao Tome olive pigeon. On the African island of Sao Tome lives a pigeon so rare that few photographs of it even exist. The Sao Tome olive pigeon carries a gray head, a burgundy body flecked with white and striking yellow legs and bill. Endemic to this single island, it has adapted to life in the misty highland forests. Because it is confined to such a small range, it is considered endangered. Local bird guides often mention that seeing one feels like spotting a hidden treasure of the island. Its diet consists mainly of fruits, which makes it an important seed spreader for Sao Tome's unique rainforest trees. Conservationists place great importance on protecting this species, since Sao Tome is home to many birds found nowhere else on Earth. Bronzewing pigeon. Australia is home to a pigeon that glows like a rainbow when the light hits its wings. The bronze-winged pigeon may look plain brown at first glance, but as soon as it spreads its wings, brilliant patches of metallic bronze, green, and purple appear. These shimmering colors have made it a favorite among bird watchers. This species is also tough. It thrives across much of Australia, from coastal scrub to dry inland plains, often surviving where few other pigeons can. Early settlers wrote about flocks of bronzewings appearing suddenly at watering holes, moving quietly but flashing their hidden colors in the sun. The bronzewing is still common today and can be seen in national parks across the country. Spinifex pigeon. Deep in the deserts of Australia lives a pigeon with a style that turns heads. The Spinifex pigeon is small and sandy-colored, blending perfectly with red rocks and dry soil. But what makes it unforgettable is the tall, thin crest rising from its head, like a feather spear. With this punk-like crown, it looks more like a desert quail than a pigeon. It is almost always seen near rocky outcrops and waterholes, usually in pairs or small flocks. Because it feeds on seeds from tough desert plants, it has learned to survive in some of the hottest, driest landscapes on Earth. Aboriginal people often noticed its presence as a sign of nearby water, since these pigeons rarely stray far from a source. For travelers crossing the desert, a sudden flash of its crest and quick waddling walk feels like meeting a little character from a storybook. The Archangel Pigeon. The Archangel is a domestic fancy pigeon that looks as though it was sculpted from metal. Its feathers shine with metallic tones of bronze, copper, and gold, reflecting light in a way that seems almost unreal. Because of this, it has often been nicknamed the statue pigeon. This breed was developed in Europe through careful selection, and today it appears in pigeon shows around the world. In Germany and England during the 19th century, breeders prized archangels for their unusual shine, and the name itself suggests something heavenly or otherworldly. Unlike most pigeons, the archangel is kept almost entirely for beauty rather than racing or utility. The bird's gleaming plumage has even drawn comparisons to polished jewelry or decorative armor. For people seeing it the first time, the immediate reaction is disbelief that such colors exist naturally in feathers. More than a pigeon, the archangel is living artwork, proof of how human breeding can create something that looks designed by hand. Enjoying these stunning pigeons? Then check out our video, 10 Birds with Most Beautiful Hairstyles. Nicobar Pigeon. The Nicobar Pigeon is one of the most striking pigeons ever seen. Its feathers shine like metal in shades of emerald green, copper, and sapphire blue, giving it the look of a living jewel. It is found on small islands across Southeast Asia, including the Nicobar and Andaman Islands, and sometimes even near Palau. What makes this bird even more special is its history. Scientists have discovered that it is the closest living relative of the extinct dodo bird of Mauritius. Its strong body and island lifestyle give clues to how pigeons once adapted to remote habitats. Because of this connection, the Nicobar pigeon is often called a living link to the dodo. Unfortunately, its beauty has made it a target for hunting and illegal trade. Conservation groups have raised awareness about protecting the bird's island homes, since many of them are threatened by tourism and development. Bleeding Heart Pigeon. The Luzon bleeding heart pigeon is one of the most unusual birds on Earth, found only in the Philippines. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary forest pigeon with gray wings and a clean white chest, but right at the center of that chest is a bright red patch that looks like a bleeding wound. This natural marking is made of feathers, not blood, yet it has inspired local myths for centuries. Many villagers once saw it as a symbol of love, sacrifice, or even protection of the forest. Unlike most pigeons, it prefers walking on the forest floor, quietly searching for fallen seeds, berries, and insects. Because of this, spotting one is rare. They blend with shadows and only fly when startled. Today, they are endangered due to hunting and forest loss. Conservationists now use the bleeding heart as an emblem for protecting Philippine wildlife, calling it a national treasure that must be saved. Orange Fruit Dove. The orange fruit dove is one of the most striking pigeons in the Pacific. Found only in Fiji, this bird doesn't just carry patches of color. The entire male is covered in blazing orange feathers from head to tail. Females, on the other hand, are leafy green, blending perfectly with the canopy. This sharp difference makes them one of nature's best examples of how males and females evolve to stand out or stay hidden. Islanders often call it the flame pigeon, because males look like fireballs glowing among the trees. Their diet is mostly fruits, and by swallowing berries whole, they help spread seeds across Fiji's forests. Despite their bold look, they are actually shy, often hiding in thick vegetation. Tourists who manage to spot one often think they're looking at a parrot instead of a pigeon. Black-naped pheasant pigeon. This bird was a mystery for more than 140 years. The black-naped pheasant pigeon, a large ground-dwelling bird from Papua New Guinea, was thought extinct until 2022 when scientists captured it on a camera trap in Ferguson Island. The discovery made headlines worldwide, from Wired to the American Bird Conservancy. Unlike most pigeons, it looks more like a pheasant, with a long tail, strong legs, and striking plumage. Its size and shape are so unusual that people often struggle to believe it belongs to the pigeon family. The rediscovery was the result of weeks of trekking through rugged jungle, guided by local hunters who had heard its calls. When the images appeared, scientists described it as finding a ghost brought back to life. Very little is still known about this pigeon, which makes it even more exciting for researchers and birdwatchers. Victoria Crowned Pigeon. The Victoria Crowned Pigeon is often called the most majestic pigeon on Earth, and once you see it, you'll agree. Native to Papua New Guinea, this bird is almost the size of a turkey, making it the largest living pigeon. Its entire body is covered in rich royal blue feathers, but what truly sets it apart is the lace-like crest of feathers that fans out over its head like a jeweled crown. With glowing red eyes staring from beneath this crown, the bird looks as though it stepped straight out of a fairy tale. It was named after Queen Victoria in the 19th century when explorers first showed it off to Europe. Unlike most pigeons, it spends its time calmly walking on the forest floor, feeding on fallen fruits and seeds. Sadly, hunters once targeted it for its feathers, and the pet trade further reduced its numbers. Seychelles Blue Pigeon. On the tropical islands of the Seychelles lives a pigeon so dazzling that even its scientific name, Pulcheramus, means most beautiful. The Seychelles Blue Pigeon wears a velvet-like dark blue body, a snow-white head, and a bold red patch of skin around its eyes, giving it the look of a bird wearing makeup. When sunlight hits its wings, the deep blues shimmer brilliantly, making it one of the island's hidden treasures. For centuries, locals disliked this bird because it raided fruit orchards, often arriving in flocks to feast. But over time, it transformed from pest to pride. Today, it is celebrated as a national symbol, even appearing on stamps and ecotourism posters. Unlike many pigeons, it is bold and often perches openly on treetops, making it easier for visitors to admire. Many-colored fruit dove. The many-colored fruit dove looks like a bird painted by hand, found in Samoa, Fiji, and Tonga. This pigeon is small in size but bursts with color that rivals tropical parrots. The male wears a bright purple crown, a golden-orange belly, green wings, and a lavender chest, almost like a rainbow fitted onto a dove's body. Females are mostly green, which helps them stay hidden while nesting. Islanders often refer to it as the painted dove, and in some local cultures it is seen as a messenger of good fortune. These doves live mainly in coastal and lowland forests, feeding on small fruits and berries. When in flight, they add splashes of color against the jungle canopy, surprising travelers who rarely expect pigeons to look this radiant. Tourists lucky enough to catch sight of them often think they've spotted a parrot instead. Jacobin Pigeon. The Jacobin pigeon doesn't just look different, it looks like it's wearing a costume. This domestic fancy breed, developed centuries ago in India, is famous for its dramatic feather hood that forms a full circle around its head. When you first see one, it almost looks like a bird with a fluffy mane or even a royal cape. Charles Darwin himself kept Jacobins when studying pigeons, fascinated by how selective breeding could create such an unusual look. Their hood isn't just decorative, it makes them appear mysterious, since their eyes and face are partly hidden. Because of this, Jacobins have been prized by pigeon enthusiasts for centuries, often featured in competitions and shows. They come in a variety of colors: white, brown, black, and mixed patterns. But it's the hood that always steals the show. Some breeders even compare them to monks because their feather ruff resembles a cowl. Indian Fantail Pigeon. The The Indian Fantail pigeon is the showstopper of the fancy pigeon world. When you first see it, you might mistake it for a tiny peacock. Its most famous feature is its enormous fan-shaped tail, which it carries upright while standing tall and proud. This bird has been bred in India for centuries, admired for its elegance and posture. With soft, rounded feathers and graceful movements, it looks more like a dancer than a pigeon. In competitions and pigeon shows, fantails often steal the spotlight. Breeders have developed them in a range of colors, from pure white to patterned mixes. But it's the dramatic tail that never fails to amaze. They also walk with a unique strut, chest pushed forward, giving them an air of confidence. Some cultures compare them to swans because of their style, while others see them as symbols of beauty and pride. Pink-headed fruit dove. The pink-headed fruit dove might be the most beautiful pigeon alive. Found in the high mountain forests of Indonesia, especially on Sumatra, Java, and Bali, this bird looks like it was painted with pastel brushes. Males wear a soft pink head and chest, fading into lilac on the neck, while the rest of the body glows with emerald green wings and a golden belly band. Females are mostly green but still carry hints of rosy shades. Because it lives high in misty forests, this dove is rarely seen, even by experienced bird watchers. Its shy nature makes photographs precious, and many bird lovers call it a holy grail sighting. The delicate blending of its colors makes it look almost unreal, as though it stepped out of a painting. For many nature lovers, the pink-headed fruit dove is the crown jewel of pigeons, gentle, rare, and breathtakingly beautiful. And that's it for today's list. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing episodes.